Hey guys, Super Godzilla Final Wars here, and welcome to the 5th episode of Q&A. So yeah, without further ado, let us get started. Alright, so the first question is from Super Burning Godzilla, and it says, last question, how are you doing? I am doing fine. How are you doing? Alright, the next one is from Zilla2000, and it says, last question, who do you ship Toka with? Surprisingly, this is going to surprise a lot of you guys, but I don't ship Toka with anyone from Tokyo Ghoul. Mostly because I can't find a particular character to ship her with. And I absolutely refuse to ship her with the main protagonist because I don't like him. If anything, I just don't really like the main protagonist, so yeah, I just don't like him. And I might explain in a future video or possibly a post. I don't know. But yeah. The next one is, do you have any interest of creating your own Transformer OC or no? I have no current interest of making a Transformer OC, mostly because I can't come up with a good idea, let alone a good story. And of course, I can't figure out what kind of name and what the form is going to look like, or how powerful they're going to be. Like, are they going to be stronger than Optimus Prime, or are they going to be weaker than Optimus Prime? So I can't come up with any Transformer OC, which is why I don't kind of have any intentions of making any Transformer OC. So yeah. Next one is, I have two questions. Did you read the comments that says when I replied to Cancer 3 about me and Super Burning Godzilla? No, I did not see that comment. I think I might have accidentally deleted it. I don't know. So, I don't know. Alright, so next question is, if you could make your own version of Godzilla Battle Royale 2014 fan film, what would you do? That's a good question. You guys all know that I absolutely hate that 2014 Godzilla Battle Royale film because I just couldn't find myself to actually enjoy that film. But, to answer your question, I might get some better, suit designs for, the kaiju. Hyper Godzilla was actually okay. I actually liked his design. But, all the other kaiju designs, they look rather weird, or they were just too ugly. So, I would probably get, people who made, the best designs for, let's say, Angirius, Varan, Amanda. I might add a couple of other kaiju, possibly Rodan. Maybe, a King Kong, not like the Zombie Kong. I think that Zombie Kong was actually a pretty cool idea, but I would actually use another King Kong. I would probably make Zilla have a much more bigger role, and besides it being an enemy kaiju, it would be more like an ally kaiju. I might add Gamera. And I might add Gorosaurus. Possibly Baragon, possibly. I might get more serious characters, and more likable characters. I might have the movie be more serious, besides this, play for laughs, ha 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 ha, or nothing, or all that crap. So I might have it be a bit more serious, let's say Godzilla -1 serious. And I wouldn't have, constant, Michael Bay explosions. And, I might add Gojiren in the fan film. I might add her. And I might add a very interesting backstory for Queen Ghidorah. And I might make it where she, well, wasn't like the queen alien, because I will admit, I found that extremely weird. Wouldn't it make more sense if Queen Ghidorah was just like a regular wild Ghidorah? So instead, I would make her like a sort of wild Ghidorah. And, I think we can say that she sort of made a deal with the alien queen. Like, say, the alien queen will deliver Godzilla to her as long as she helped her and her people to conquer the planet. And I wouldn't... Yeah, I would just probably change a lot. I would go on and on, but that would take way too long, so yeah. So, moving on. This is something I've been wondering about for a while, but what was your idea to have Mechagodzilla or any robot to be this smart guy or girl in the group for both good and bad guys? Well, I mean, come on, like, don't get me wrong, robots are smart, but when you get like a freaking mechanized kaiju or like a mechanized dinosaur, they're gonna have like an intelligence that's like way beyond that of a normal robot. Like a normal human robot has like extreme amount of intelligence, but when you get like a robot like a mecha, like a Mecha Godzilla or a robot T-Rex or even a robot dragon, they're gonna have an intelligence that's going to be way, way, way beyond that. So that's why I make them this super smart guy in both groups, both good and bad guys. So, yeah. Anyways, let's continue. If you could make your own Ruby series, like series or movie, what would you do? That's a very good question. As for I don't have any ideas for a series, but I got a very interesting idea for a movie, and it will basically be about the backstory for Team Stark. Like, it'll be like the backstory of like Tai Yang, Summer Rose, Crow, and Raven. It will be like a backstory of those characters and like how the team was formed, how they got along, and how do they handle their own situations, and how Raven and Tai eventually got together and had Yang, and eventually Summer stepping in and becoming like a stepmother to Yang, and eventually like her falling in love with Tai, and they end up having Ruby. It would be a very interesting movie, and I think it would end with Summer confronting Salem. So, yeah. Next question is, what is your top 10 favorite ships that you created? To be honest with you, I don't remember all the other ships that I created. Well, at least the non-Godzilla ships. But basically, the Godzilla ship, all basically kaijus with their own human love interests. So, yeah, I'm not good with it. I don't really have any other ships that I particularly like or that I created. So, yeah. What was your idea to have Godzilla in Hell to be this evil, power-hungry monster in your stories? And does this go for all of them or only some? To answer the last part of that question, it will go for all the stories, because I can't find one particular story where Hell Godzilla is a good guy. And to answer your question on why I have him to be like this, is simply because I think it fits his personality and character. Because, like, come on, I've seen, like, tons of battle videos of Godzilla in Hell, and the way those fan videos work is that they have Godzilla in Hell to be super aggressive and super violent towards all the other kaiju. Like, never once does he, like, try to be like, oh, I don't want anything to do with you, so just, leave me alone, or something like that. No, instead, he's just going on the kill. He's going on the attack. So, yeah, and I think all the time that he spent in hell, I think it would basically mess up his mind to the point where, yeah, he eventually turns evil. So, yeah. So, next question. What was your first reaction to the Godzilla source from one of the Heisei Godzilla movies? At first, I was just like, there's no way that's Godzilla. There's no way. But after watching Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah all over again and over again, I came to accept that is Godzilla. Although I will admit, I don't like the idea of Godzilla having Rodan and Gamera's roars. Like, could they not make their own prehistoric Godzilla roar? At least the -1 Godzillasaurus has a very interesting roar. It's combined with a dinosaur and Godzilla. So why couldn't they do that? Why couldn't they simply grab a dinosaur roar and combine that with Godzilla's roar, but instead of making it super like Godzilla, make it like a bit rather lower pitch or higher pitched. So yeah. What are your top 5 favorite and least favorite Ben 10 villains? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't remember any single Ben 10 villain. Like, the only one I kind of remember is Kevin, because he was a villain for a while before he turned good. So, yeah. So, yeah. How do you feel that many versions of Godzilla could be this powerful? To be honest with you, I felt so confused but so surprised at the same time. I was just overall speechless to find out that there were many different versions of the King of the Monsters, and each one was more powerful than the other one. So, yeah. If you could make your own dinosaur or animal-like creature, what would you do? Interesting question. A dinosaur, I could say I could try to make a real-life Godzillasaurus. I could. But in overall seriousness, if I were to create a truly new, interesting dinosaur, I would say it will probably rather be a Allosaurus like T-Rex or a real-life Spinoraptor. As for a regular animal-like creature, I can't even come up with anything. So I might create a real-life Dino Croc. That's if I could do that. So, yeah. Do you think that Monster X could have been his own monster than a species of King Ghidorah, or it's cool? I'm gonna be honest with you, guys. I don't like the idea of Monster X being a Ghidorah. If anything, I think it would work a lot more better if he was just his own monster. I just do not like the idea of Monster X being a Ghidorah. I would prefer it better if he was his own monster.